Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome back to the second part of fourth meeting in chapter 3, ethics, fraud and internal control. In the previous part, we discussed the data processing fraud, and we mentioned that there are two types of data processing fraud. Number one, program fraud, and number two, which is operations fraud. What are operations of fraud? Operation of fraud is misuse or theft of the firm computer resources. Again, operations of fraud, we misuse or theft of the firm's computer resources. This often involves using the computer to conduct personal business. Simply, the definition is simply operations of fraud using the computer to conduct personal business, using the computer resources illegally. Operations of fraud using the computer resources illegally. For example, using the computer to conduct personal business. As I mentioned just now, I may copy the operation of the Windows, the licensed one used by the university, and sell it outside the university. I may use, for example, the computer that belongs to the university to my own usage. I may give it to my children, I may give it to my wife, for example. Other examples, I may bring my home business, my personal business, to operate this business inside the organization by using the computer that is belong to the university. So to make it very simple, operations fraud means we use the computer to conduct personal businesses, or in general, we use the computer resources. Any type of resources belongs to the computer. Any asset belong to the computer, I may use it for my own benefit, not to the benefit of the company that is having that is owning this thing. No, to my own benefit. This is operations of fraud, which is the second type of data processing fraud. Any questions, Abaya? Do you have anything you want to share with us? Database management, the last type of fraud in information system database management. Database management involves the three fundamental tasks. The main tasks of the database management: storage data, retrieval data, and deletion data. Storage, we save the data inside the database management. We store, for example, the accounting record, the financial transaction inside the database management. Retrieval, we call this transaction whenever we need it. And deletion, once we, for example, assuming that we have collected the data more than one time, so we delete the repeated data. So those are the main functions of database management. So how the database management can have fraud? Database management fraud includes altering. Altering, we change the file saved in the database management. We may change the file saved in database management. We may delete, for example, I go to the account receivable file, I may delete some account receivable belongs, for example, to X customer. I may delete some account receivable belongs to X customer. I may, for example, go to the account receivable file and go to the record for Hisham Madi and try to reduce the account receivable for Hisham Madi, even though he has not made any payment. Such example we call altering, changing, or deleting. Destroying the account receivable record. I sent virus to the account receivable record to destroy it. So the account receivable file will not be able to open. Infected. Stealing all the information inside the account receivable, for example. Stealing very important information from the database to the competitor. Okay. Do you have any question? في سؤال صبايا، في أي استفسار؟ Is it clear? واضح اللي احنا شرحناه.
تمام يا دكتور.
تمام. So we stop for today. We stop here. Okay.